Ah, 2012. A great year for found footage films. While Chronicle, The Devil Inside, Grave Encounters 2, and Paranormal Activity 4 are just a few to mention, I'd have to say that my personal favorite found footage film from that year was a little old film called VHS. VHS follows a bunch of guys who are hired to break into a house and steal a rare VHS tape. The thing is that this house is filled with a collection of tapes with super batshit crazy footage on each one of them. The film presents us with 5 of these spooky visual documents and gives the audience a feel that we are watching them with the thieves. These 5 include a story about 3 guys who accidentally bring back an unearthly being to their motel room after a night of clubbing, another motel story about a couple who receive an unwanted visitor that sneaks into their room every night while they're asleep, a group of college students that get hunted down by a digital phantom while visiting a lake, a woman who experiences paranormal activity while her husband is out on a business trip, and finally, a story about 4 best pals who accidentally run into the middle of a satanic ritual while looking for a hot house party on the night of Halloween in 1998. This is one of the first films to do something like this. Horror anthology is a pretty common and well-respected subgenre in the horror community, and mixing it with one of my favorite subgenres, found footage, made this all the more enjoyable. Each short film that is presented does a great job with keeping the viewer on edge. They're not like some of the other found footage flicks that I have seen in the past. You know, the ones that have unnecessary long and boring shots in them. Yeah, the cuts in between shots here are pretty fantastic. Some of the acting is a bit unbearable, but when realizing that this is an independent horror film, it's understandable and can be looked past. Now, most of you probably want to know one thing. Did I find it scary? My short answer is, well, yes, and very much so. It's probably one of the scariest films that I saw that year, and possibly of all time too. I love that this flick had the ability to make me grossed out and downright uncomfortable at the same time. And if I'm being honest here, it's difficult for a film to do that to me. So, take that, Human Centipede. The film steps away from computerized effects and shows that they obviously love to play around with the more practical side of things. When it comes down to how well the film flows from showing each short at a time, all I can say is that this film does a kick-ass job in doing so. If you should ask which of these 5 did I enjoy based on least to greatest, my least of the 5 would have to go to the one about the college students being chased by a digital phantom. It's an obvious homage to Cabin in the Woods horror, but in all honesty, just not something I find tasteful. To number 4, I'd give it to the one about the couple in the motel room and their creepy unwanted visitor. Yes, now this one did something that the last one didn't do. It made me uncomfortable, but not all the way through. After a while, it just gets kind of boring. Number 3 goes to the one about the woman who experiences paranormal activity while her husband is out on a business trip. This one was able to keep me uncomfortable all the way through, but as much as I love that it did, it's not really a short that I would recommend to a friend. Number 2 goes to the one about 3 guys who accidentally bring back an unearthly being to their motel room after a night of clubbing. This one kept me on edge the whole time, which is great since it's the first short shown in the film. It was really hard to choose between this last one and what I chose for number 1, as I love and respect them both. But I think I chose well when I picked the Halloween short as my number 1 spot. This one, in my opinion, is the most uncomfortable short of them all. Claustrophobia took over me and made me feel as if I was with the characters whenever they were around closed-in spaces. I don't know, something about satanic worshipping just gets under my skin, even if I know they're fake. In summary, VHS is one of my favorite horror films of all time, and I highly recommend it to anybody who comes across it. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.